The Baltic skies are tense again. Russian Tu-95 bombers skim NATO airspace, escorted by Su-35 fighters bristling with missiles. Then Swedish radar lights up. A calm voice crackles over the radio. "Scramble Gripens!" Within minutes, sleek delta-wing jets slice through the clouds, intercepting long before the intruders reach Swedish shores. It's fast, efficient, and professional, and it happens more often than most people realize. According to Sweden's armed forces, Russian aircraft violated or closely approached Swedish airspace at least 10 times in 2023, each incident triggering immediate intercepts by Saab 39 Gripen. These aren't symbolic maneuvers. They're a reminder that Sweden's defenses are constantly awake. The Gripen is the tip of that spear and one of Europe's most underestimated air superiority fighters. For over 2 centuries, Sweden has avoided direct wars, but neutrality never meant weakness. During the Cold War, Sweden not only built one of Europe's most capable defense industries, from Bofor's artillery to Ericsson radars and Saab jets, it also quietly cooperated with NATO and the United States on security and intelligence, effectively positioning itself as a Western-leaning front line even while formally non-aligned. Geography made that mindset unavoidable. To the east lies the narrow Baltic Sea, framed by Russia's Kaliningrad enclave and the Kola Peninsula, both packed with missiles, bombers, and naval bases. In the middle sits Gotland Island, a speck of land that controls the region's air and sea lanes. Whoever holds Gotland can block or dominate Baltic access. Even before joining NATO in 2024, Sweden behaved like a reliable ally. It hosted joint drills with Norway and Finland, shared early warning data, and kept rapid response Gripens on standby every hour of the day. At the center of that quiet readiness is a jet built to thrive in exactly these conditions, the Saab 39 Gripen, short for Jagd, Attack, Spaning, Fighter, Attack, Reconnaissance. When Saab began designing it in the late 1980s, the mission was clear: build a fighter that was fast, flexible, and affordable enough for a small nation to operate independently. The Gripen would have one engine, multi-role capability, and the ability to take off from narrow roads and icy runways. A small team could refuel and rearm it in minutes, even in snow. That practicality became doctrine. The first Gripen entered service in 1996. Today's Gripen E is the refined version, a light, lethal aircraft that punches far above its weight. It can hit Mach 2 at altitude, cruise supersonically without afterburners, a capability known as supercruise, and cover a ferry range of about 4,000 kilometers with added fuel tanks, enough to cross Scandinavia end to end. For comparison, that's roughly the distance from Oslo to Athens, achieved on a single, famously reliable General Electric F414G engine. Saab engineers like to joke that it's a Volvo with wings and attitude, tough, smart, and built to last. Its technology is where it truly shines. The Raven ES-05A ESA radar provides around 200-degree coverage, among the widest of any fighter, tracking and classifying threats automatically, while advanced decision aids project critical information onto the pilot's helmet visor. The EWS-39 electronic warfare suite listens for hostile signals, geolocates enemy radars, and can launch counter-jamming in real time. These systems were built specifically for electronic-dense environments like the Baltic, where Russian jamming and radar deception are the norm. To be clear, this is AI-assisted human-machine collaboration for situational awareness and decision support, not fully autonomous AI. When things escalate, the Gripen carries some of Europe's most advanced weapons. Its primary air-to-air missile, the MBDA Meteor, has an effective range of over 100 kilometers and a ramjet engine that maintains thrust until impact, unlike traditional rockets that slow mid-flight. In practice, that gives the Gripen a first-shot advantage. It can fire and disengage, while the Meteor relentlessly hunts its target. For closer encounters, the Iris-T missile can lock on even when the target is off-axis, guided by the pilot's helmet. For sea or ground threats, the RBS-15 anti-ship missile and precision bombs turn the Gripen into a strike platform. 10 hardpoints give it surprising flexibility for a jet that weighs about half of an F-15. But the Gripen's real secret isn't what it carries, it's where it can go. Sweden learned from history that fixed bases are easy targets. Decades ago, the Air Force adopted BAS-90, a concept of dispersed operations. Across the countryside are hidden maintenance points, straight road sections, and forest clearings converted into short runways. A Gripen can land on short strips as short as 400 to 800 meters, refuel, rearm, and take off again within 10 minutes. 6 crew members and a fuel truck are all it takes. That makes the fleet almost impossible to eliminate in a single strike. Every forest could hide an airbase. Every highway could be a runway. Even NATO planners have admitted that Boss 90 makes Sweden one of the hardest countries in Europe to neutralize from the air. Now, with Finland's and Sweden's full NATO membership, the Nordic region functions like a single defensive web. Gripens fly joint sorties with Norwegian F-35s and Danish F-16s, exchanging data through secure links that merge radar and targeting information into one networked picture. In massive drills like Arctic Challenge, they've consistently demonstrated impressive performance, even scoring simulated kills on stealth aircraft during training scenarios. While Gripens don't outperform stealth jets in raw stealth, in the hands of skilled pilots who know every fjord and valley, the Gripen is a very tough opponent. Russia's western military district remains a constant concern. Hundreds of combat aircraft are based near the Baltic, along with S-400 surface-to-air systems and Iskander short-range missiles. In response, Sweden has ramped up defense spending to over $12 billion in 2025, a 28% jump since 2020, expanding to around 120 operational Gripens and integrating fully with NATO's command network. The aim isn't offense. It's deterrence. If Russian bombers test Sweden's airspace, Gripens launch within minutes. They rarely need to fire. Just appearing on radar is enough to make the point. Even Russian media grudgingly acknowledges Sweden's rapid response capability as among Europe's best. It's a deterrent built on readiness, not rhetoric. Then there's the economics. Each Gripen costs between $30 to $60 million, less than half of an F-35's price tag. Its operating cost per hour is roughly $5,000 versus $30,000 plus for the F-35. That affordability means Sweden can keep its entire fleet flying regularly, keeping pilots sharp and logistics simple. Modular software allows quick updates. New radar modes or electronic warfare packages can be uploaded without costly overhauls. That agility explains its export success. Hungary, Czechia, Brazil, South Africa, and others have all bought in. Gripens proved themselves in real operations during NATO's 2011 Libya campaign, enforcing the no-fly zone with precision and efficiency. In major exercises since, they've demonstrated exceptional kill ratios and survivability. A Swedish pilot once remarked, "We can't afford to lose jets, so we train not to." It's a dry bit of humor and the perfect summary of Sweden's defense culture: skill, restraint, and relentless practice. The latest Gripen E adds muscle, a General Electric F414G engine, greater fuel capacity, longer range, and fused sensor systems that merge radar, infrared, and electronic data into one tactical picture. Saab is also testing the idea of unmanned wingmen, drones that could extend a Gripen's reach or act as decoys. While most nations chase stealth and size, Sweden invests in flexibility and survivability. It may not be glamorous, but in Northern Europe's harsh environment, it's the smarter bet. When the alert sounds, Swedish readiness is immediate. At bases like F-17 Kalinga and F-21 Luleå, pilots are on 15-minute standby, though most can launch in half that. If an unidentified contact crosses into Swedish airspace, a pair of Gripens intercept within minutes. In March 2022, 4 Russian aircraft, including 2 nuclear-capable Su-24s, violated Swedish airspace near Gotland. Gripens scrambled, photographed, shadowed, and the intruders withdrew. No escalation, just quiet competence. Sweden's fleet may seem small, roughly 96 active jets, but each is force multiplied by TDLS, Saab's tactical data link that lets multiple Gripens share radar and targeting data without radio chatter. If one sees an enemy, all see it. Combined with GPS-independent communication and electronic attack options, the Gripens network makes it extremely hard to surprise. Its software-defined avionics can even adapt mid-mission as threats evolve. Geography gives little time to react. A fighter launched from Kaliningrad can reach Swedish airspace in under 10 minutes. Gripens based at Kalinga or Sotenäs can intercept even faster, guided by NATO's E-3A AWACS aircraft. In a real conflict, Gripens would likely hold the western Baltic, while Finnish F-35s and Norwegian P-8s controlled the north, a web of mutual coverage that makes any incursion costly. Operating in the Arctic isn't easy, but Gripens are built for it. They can start, refuel, and fly at -30°C, land on snow-cleared roads, and turn around in 10 minutes flat. A missile strike might crater a runway, but it can't destroy hundreds of hidden highway strips under the snow. History taught Sweden never to relax. In 2013, Russian bombers simulated an attack on Stockholm during an exercise known as Russian Easter. No Swedish fighters were ready. Danish NATO jets had to respond. The political backlash reignited conscription and permanent alert rotations. Today, there are no weekends off. The Air Force is always awake. Picture a crisis near Gotland. Russian ships begin exercises while S-400s move closer to Kaliningrad. Two 22M bombers lift off, escorted by Su-35s. Sweden's radar network spots them instantly. Scramble Gripen Flight 2. 4 jets roar into the sky from Blekinge, guided by NATO data. The formation closes fast, 180 kilometers, then 150. The Gripens climb unseen under electronic cover and lock on with Meteor missiles. The Russian aircraft turn back before a shot is fired. The skies fall silent again. That's deterrence in 2025, intelligence and speed replacing brute force. The Gripens philosophy resonates globally. Nations with tight budgets but serious defense needs, from Czechia to Brazil, have adopted it. Brazil, through a joint program with Saab, now builds its own Gripens domestically, learning the technology in the process. The design's adaptability ensures it will evolve for decades. Saab is already exploring future variants with enhanced autonomy, upgraded EW pods, and better stealth coatings. Analysts even speculate about a next-generation Gripen X appearing after 2035, tailored for mixed, manned, and drone operations. Yet the current Gripen E remains perfectly suited to its time, affordable, mobile, and survivable. As Arctic routes open and competition intensifies, it will likely patrol farther north, guarding not just Swedish skies, but Europe's northern flank. In a world of trillion-dollar programs and headline-grabbing stealth projects, the Gripen is a reminder that smart strategy often beats raw spending. It isn't invisible, but it doesn't need to be. It isn't the biggest, but it's fast enough to be everywhere it's needed. And in the calm, disciplined hands of Swedish pilots, it has become more than a machine. It's a message. A message that small nations can still protect themselves, that preparation and innovation can outlast intimidation. And maybe, just maybe, that's why the skies over Scandinavia remain quiet, because every time a storm brews in the east, a gray Swedish fighter is already there, waiting above the clouds.